Hey, yo, what's the deal? It's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag, you know what I mean? As of this recording, it is 6:41 p.m., January 2nd, 2025, but the upload time to this is actually, 11:40, 2025. And, this is the first video of the day, and the first and only video of the day. And I didn't know what I wanted to talk about, until I seen this report from, I think it was from Fightful or the Wrestling Observer. I got to go back and look. And I even posted it on, I think it might have been bodyslam.net. One of the three. I got to go back and look. But it was reported that Colby Corino, whose father is Steve Corino, ECW legend, right? Steve Corino, who, to me, was a great commentator too. Like his best work, Steve Corino's best work, honestly, believe it or not, was not from ECW. Even though he had that great feud with Dusty Rhodes and such, but his best work was from when he was a play-by-play commentator in Ring of Honor, right? When he was with Kevin Kelly, right? In the original Ring of Honor, right? So his son, Colby Corino, that's how I first seen Colby Corino in Ring of Honor, right? It's like some 10 years ago, right? And, he is going to be a free agent. I think he was an NWA champion. I'm not sure. I will have to go back and look. But he is scheduled for free agency, right? And there are rumors that WWE and AEW could potentially be interested in his services. Now listen, okay? I'm going to have a controversial take what I'm about to say. All right? Somebody's going to get angry with what I'm about to say, but just hear me out, okay? I'm using the bathroom, by the way. Flushy. Believe it or not, I don't see Colby Corino as. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. I don't see Colby Corino as a guy who is going to shake up the industry, right? And put it this way, right? If WWE signs Colby Corino, he's not going to NXT. He's not even going to AAA. He's going to Evolve, right? He's going to Evolve. And if he signs with AEW, you're not going to see him in Collision. You're not going to see him in Dynamite. You're going to see him in Ring of Honor. Colby Corino is more of a hand than anything else. If there was one person who I think WWE should go after, believe it or not, and I don't know about this guy's status. I don't know this guy's status who I'm about to mention. And it's not Richard Holiday, because Richard Holiday's good. Do I think WWE should go after him? Of course, I do think they should. But he's not the guy who I would want WWE to sign. The one who I want WWE to sign is Alex Kane. Alex Kane is that dude is a beast. That dude is he's a legit fucking beast. If I'm WWE, right, I'm keeping my eye on Alex Kane. Straight up. But back to Colby Corino. Colby Corino to me, if AEW signs Colby Corino, okay, no problem. If WWE signs Colby Corino, okay, no problem. I just don't see him as I don't see him as a big deal. I don't see Colby Corino as a guy who is going to shake up who's going to shake up the industry. And, I always got him and Adam Page confused. When Adam Hangman Page used to be in Ring of Honor, the original Ring of Honor, right? With Hangman, of course, Hangman basically, the improvement of Hangman has been fucking glorious. But if we're talking about, Colby Corino, again, I don't see Colby Corino actually being a guy who is going to be a main event in NXT or you know, an AEW for the national championship or the TNT championship and shit like that. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. You know, to me, Colby Corino's best use, like if you're gonna use Colby Corino, right? I would use Colby Corino for a stable. I would not use him as a singles. You know, using him as a singles, like he doesn't really bring anything. He doesn't. I'm sorry to say, but he doesn't bring nothing. He brings absolutely nothing to the table, right? Colby Corino, you know, and listen, has he improved, you know, since the last time we saw him publicly? Of course. Of course, no doubt. No doubt. You know, I honestly do not see, you know, Colby Corino being the guy. Now, with that being said, if Colby Corino really wants to be the guy, right? If you really want WWE to really make them open their fucking eyes, right? Go to MLW. Go to MLW. You know, I think Colby Corino's best bet is to go to MLW. I think MLW, you know, you can work him up, you can build him up there to a point where, you know, he's used wisely there and potentially maybe be a world champion there. Then you have a great shot at really making WWE open their fucking eyes and such. But with Colby Corino, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't see Colby Corino being, you know, a guy who, you know, who WWE would go the extra mile for. I don't. I really don't. I personally don't. You know, he would be, to be honest, he would be more of a hand than anything else. I think with Colby Corino, he would be a guy who, you know, you would just use to put over somebody and such. I don't see Colby Corino as, even his father wasn't really that great. I say ECW legend, but what did his father do wrestling-wise after? What did father really do wrestling-wise? He really didn't do anything, you know, to note. He really didn't. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm a little skeptical. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Now, I would love to see his father, you know, in an announcing position in WWE. I think his father would be great. You know, and you know, as like as a commentator for like maybe NXT or Evolve. But I just do not see, you know, I just don't see Colby Corino as, you know, again, I put it this way also. I can see WWE passing on him. There's interest, right? There's interest, but the interest is not strong. You know, it's not Danhausen interest. You know, it's not private party interest, right? It's none of that. You know, and I'm telling you right now, like I said earlier, if WWE signs Colby Corino, he's going to evolve. And if AEW signs Colby Corino, he's going to Ring of Honor. I hate to burst your bubble, but he's not, you know, he's not a guy who I would break the bank for. I'm sorry. He's not, B. He's not. He's not. If you think he is, then you're sadly mistaken. You are sadly fucking mistaken. Anyway, guys, I'm about to be out. You know what I'm saying? I will come back with more videos tomorrow, and I'll holler at y'all.